Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement, presented by Barstool Sports, and a very special edition of My Mom's Basement with Dana Beers, or should I say, Dana Blue Milks. Clem, we talked about it on the last two episodes of My Mom's Basement. Dana Beers is watching Star Wars for the first time in his entire life, and it is taking over Twitter pretty much. The impressions, everyone's talking about it. Dana texted me this week and he said, I might just have to be a movie reviewer. So we might be talking to the next Roger Ebert here. Dana, thank you for joining the show.
Of course, I've had a very good time through the first two movies. I've heard that number 2 is probably the best one. So I'm excited to see kind of the follow-up here, but I've had my mentions have never been so different than what I'm used to. It's a whole different crowd. They're a lot nicer. I don't know if you guys have experienced anything different, but so far everyone has been very very appreciative of my reviews.
Yeah, I mean, we're welcoming fans, Star Wars fans, but there is a dark side. Let's all be honest about that. There's a dark side of the fandom that you'll experience, I'm sure. If you like a movie that the fandom doesn't like, or the opposite, they'll come for you. They'll be coming for your ass quick.
I respect that.
It's funny too, because it's something about Star Wars that brings out the best in the people at Barstool, at least, because you, Eddie, and Trent are 3 of my favorite people just to get your thoughts on anything. Like a fucking painting, you could just tell me about, and just the thing that goes through your brains. And you couldn't make up the stuff you guys come. Eddie's talking about Yoda being the perfect basement tenant. I can see this guy as a basement tenant. And Trent calling him Star Warriors. And then Dana Beers calling the 2 suns, which are quite obvious sons, the 2 moons. I go, you couldn't make that up in a comedic writing room if you tried. And that's why we love you, Dana. That's why we're so excited to have you in the basement. And like you said, man, arms wide open, get this guy in, get him into the nerd side of things. It's been an absolute play. And this kind of came out of nowhere, right? You're like,
I know, yeah. Like, what made you intrigued about Star Wars?
I think I was just scrolling through, like, looking for movies, and it just showed up, and I was like, wow, I've never seen that. I will say the one experience I do have with Star Wars was like 8th grade. I used to play the video game on Xbox. So that's like kind of my only really.
Do you remember what video game it was?
I have no idea, but I was just kind of messing around.
Was it like the shooting game?
Yeah, I just shoot around a bunch of stormtroopers. I don't even know who I was playing as, but I played it a couple times. So I really totally am going in. I went in pretty much with limited info or intel, but it was just kind of scrolling on, like, I think whatever streaming service, and I saw it and I was like, whoa, I should do this.
And you tweeted, like, is it too late in life to get into this? That's when I felt like the Star Wars fans were the most welcoming. We talked about that on the show. Literally every reply is like, brother, the water's warm, hop on in, let's do this. And what did you know going in? Like, other than the video game, like, what did you actually know about Star Wars? Did you know, like, the general plot?
I knew some of the characters and their names. That's about it. I knew Darth Vader was the bad guy. I knew a Skywalker was the good guy. I don't know. I didn't know if Luke was the right one. I knew the name Han Solo, and I knew the lady with the things on the side of her head, Leia. That's kind of all I really knew. I didn't know.
He didn't know Harrison Ford was Han Solo until he was halfway through Empire, though. I don't understand how that's possible.
I was going to say, how many characters does Dana know the names to right now after getting through 2 of those movies? And I feel like even then we're kind of like, who is Han's black friend that owns Cloud City? Do you know his whole name?
Is that the horny guy?
Yes, horny guy, as you would call him.
Oh, he is so horny. Oh, my God. Every time he popped on screen, he was talking about ladies. That's Lando.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Lando.
Yeah.
Okay, you got Lando. Yeah, you got that in there.
I didn't know him before.
Horny as hell. And you know who plays him in the prequel?
No, I sure don't.
Donald Glover. And he's got fucking swag as Lando.
Prequel. So prequel is that like recent?
So yeah, they made prequels. There's like a prequel trilogy that you'll watch after the originals, I assume. And then out of nowhere, they kind of made just a Han Solo prequel. It's just called Solo, about young Han Solo. It's not bad.
Okay.
I am very intrigued to hear your thoughts as someone that's like completely fresh to this. But the best part of it by far is Donald Glover as Lando.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea that character existed until I saw him on screen. I knew the stormtroopers. He does fuck. I knew of the stormtroopers, but I didn't realize how bad their aim was. Those guys. Oh my God. They're just throwing up bricks.
It looked like the Barstool New York
77
in the second Minahan game. It was just at the side of a barn.
What were the biggest shocks right away? Because I remember when I made Trent watch Star Wars for the first time, he hit me up after the first movie. He's like, I just can't believe that people in 1977 were okay with this talking dog just being like a character in the story and everyone understanding this talking dog. He wasn't like angry at Chewbacca. He's just like, I can't believe people were just like, oh, okay, this is the story. Did you have anything watching Star Wars that was like a shock?
It is pretty shocking to see these characters like driving like huge ships through space. Like, I don't know how Chewbacca learned how to drive a massive ship and get it and just absolutely thread the needle into the bigger ship. I don't know where he learned that, but the guys at the bar in the first movie, those guys were getting fucked up. That surprised me.
The cantina, yeah, that place is wild. Yeah, and they've got it's not that cantina, but they've got one like that at Disney. You would love it.
That place was buzzing. It kind of surprised me that the aliens were drinking beers. That was something.
Did you know one of the aliens in that cantina, you'll see it, he has a balcony bed. No, I'm just fucking with you. I wanted to see your brain explode on the
what's the guy that's in that scene? The alien. I don't know what's his name. He's a character, but I didn't see him in the second movie. He's got the eyes. He's got the
aliens. Got the eyes in the cantina.
Yeah, he was in the.
Oh, Greedo, with the guy that Han Solo's talking to. No.
He's got weird
eyes. Is it the guys that run into Ben Kenobi and Luke Skywalker and they get their arm cut off when they're like, I don't like you. My friend doesn't like you either.
Robbie, I don't know who Ben or who Obi-Wan. I don't know the difference.
So yeah, Obi-Wan is his name, but he's undercover in Tatooine, so he changes it to Ben. He's like, oh yeah, it's Ben.
Okay.
So
he just gets iced up by Vader too. What happened with that?
He gets iced up. Yeah, he's a little past his prime.
I texted Robbie and go, when Obi-Wan gets disintegrated, Dana's mind is gonna melt. And then you're like, what the fuck happened to him right there? That was a lot to take in.
Well, later you see he talks to Luke, when he's trying to get the fucking Death Star to explode. He's like, use the Force, Luke. And then in Empire, you see him pop up. He's becoming one with the Force. That's how Jedi die sometimes. They'll just fade away.
I found myself like sitting on the couch being like,
oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a classic. We've all done it.
Like within the last
I gotta find out who this alien is.
Tell you what.
The cantina aliens.
Oh, Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, we talking Jabba the unit?
That's the unit. Right?
Unit. Yeah.
I'm going to look this up. I'll get him. Hold on. Star Wars
and here's a fun fact for you. Jabba was not in the movie when they put it out in 1977. George Lucas just every couple of years is like, oh, the movie's not done, and he'll throw a new character in there.
Okay. It just came in my head and left. I don't know. Whatever. I'd like to see more of this alien with the weird eyes is what I'm saying. I just don't know what his name is.
I just don't know who he's talking about.
There's that one dude that's like the long neck that kind of isn't in. I think I know who he's talking about, but those aliens are pretty much done. Really? A name?
He has a name. I'm telling you.
Who the hell is Dana talking about here? This is going to be driving listeners crazy if we don't figure out who it is. This is a trivia quiz we didn't even expect. Dana's doing trivia on himself right now, trying to remember the one character he liked.
I don't know.
You talking about the guys who were doing the music? The guys who were doing you're not talking about that one.
The band?
No. I don't know. Oh, here he is. This guy.
Oh, that's
Jar Jar Binks? He's not in the movie you watched.
He's not?
No.
There he is.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? He might have been.
I'm positive.
He's from the prequels. He's
Does
a
he
very
have a spawn? Does he have
You'll like
cousins?
him. You will like him.
Oh,
when you watch Phantom Menace, Dana's going to fall in love with this guy.
I could
He's
have
a bit of
sworn
a
I saw an
dope, if we're
alien.
being honest.
I could have sworn I saw an alien who had eyes, and then I don't know who the hell it was.
I
don't
mean,
know.
there are aliens in the cantina with like weird. There's like a weird 3-eyed guy that maybe I could see you confusing with him. But yeah, Jar Jar not in the first one. He's in the first prequel. You'll see.
Maybe
He's in the one with Darth Maul. Actually, didn't you dress up as Darth Maul in the Roan video we did?
That was
full
Hank.
face paint.
Oh no, I did. I did. Yes,
Right?
I did. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if this is the guy Dana's speaking
this
of. He kind of could be like a Jar Jar
It might be that guy.
kind of guy. So, but you definitely
Hysterical that Jar Jar was the name that you came up with after all that. Someone that's not even in the movie.
What are you gonna do?
By the way, let me just preface this, Dana, as Robbie's giving you his tips and his like thoughts on stuff. When Robbie says, "Oh, that's a pretty good movie, a real good," that's like, you know, it's the Robbie bump you got to give it.
It's
Mr.
on a curve.
Optimistic over here. So,
Yeah.
Star Wars fans, people like me might be like, the prequels are absolute trash. People like Robbie might be, that was my childhood. It's the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So,
I'm also trying to
wide
temper
array.
the expectation. I'm trying not to tell him these are the greatest movies of all time because I don't want his expectations to be too high. But yeah, they're the greatest movies of all time. And you've got like 9 more to watch, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
So-
What's the next one? Return of the Jedi.
Return
right?
of the Jedi. Yes. And I'm curious, like, do you have predictions for that movie? Like, we could get predictions for 1983 right now.
I don't think Obi-Wan is dead. That's my prediction.
Okay.
There's definitely. So when I said, I need some clarification on something because I tweeted out that there's a love triangle going on when Princess Leia kissed Luke, and Han Solo looked pissed, obviously. Which again, side note, he had the sickest line ever when he said "I know," and Robbie told me that was improvised. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Sick.
I don't know if I should have. This is my number one question. I don't know if I should have learned that there's like something fucked up going on with the whole like, or if I'm going to learn it because I don't. People in my mentions, it's hard to avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
again, it's 50 years old. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to learn that.
Okay, that was my number one question.
That's not something you're already supposed to know.
Okay. I wasn't sure if like I missed it or whatever, but that I guess that's not a prediction, but I'm interested in what's going to happen and why that she kissed her brother, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you'll find all that out in Return of the Jedi. And it's a great movie.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of stuff in Return of the Jedi that you'll latch onto and really like. And at least like it's a great movie for what you're doing right now with these Twitter threads because there's so many like weird things in Return of the Jedi that I know already. I'm like, oh, that's a Dana Beers tweet. That's going to be added to the thread. Yep.
I was just talking to T-Bob downstairs, and he was like telling me about. I was like, oh yeah, some of the Star Wars fans said I should start with 4, 5, 6, and then go 1, 2, 3. But I was like, I'm not really intelligent enough to like put the pieces together of like the storylines from those going into the next one. Like I'm more of I just like to see what's in front of me and point out the odd, strange things that do stick out. So I was like, I don't know if the people that are telling me to do 4, 5, 6 first, like I guess that's the right way to do it, but I don't really care. I just like doing it in release order.
Yeah, that's the order everyone saw. That's how I always like to
exactly.
Like you want to see it like that comes out. And I assume you knew going into Empire Strikes Back that Vader was Luke's dad.
Yes. Which it was disappointing to hear that the line was not the line.
That fucks you up.
It's Mandela effect. Yeah, everyone thinks it's Luke, but it's I am your father. So that is a big part of the reason people say you should watch in the release order is because if you see the prequels before that happens, they kind of explain, like they show you the prequel of everything. So you know that he's the dad going in if you were to watch the prequels first. But if you know that in the first place, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Oh, I would have loved to be in a movie theater for that moment. Oh, good Lord. I would have been going nuts.
There's an old Simpsons scene when Homer and Marge leave and they're leaving the theater, and there's people waiting in line to then go in for the next showing. And he goes, Marge, I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke's father. And everyone's like, what the fuck, asshole? Just sitting there. That must have melted a lot of brains back in, 1980 at that point. You don't have the internet to spoil stuff. You basically just have to have an idiot like Homer ruining it for you.
And a lot of people were in denial too. Like a lot of people that saw Empire Strikes Back in '80 were like, no, he's fucking with him. Lying. We're gonna see in the next movie that no, there's no chance. And then it was like, spoilers for fucking Return of the Jedi. That wasn't a lie. He is his dad.
So I think Dana, looking back now, Dana being fast friends with Chewbacca was like such a layup. That was his
minus 1,000.
The fact
the best.
You're one of the, maybe the only person I know who has been like, I am in on C-3PO, or Gold Guy, as you call it. You were rolling hard with Gold Guy. I feel like you were a Gold Guy.
You were initially.
I was. By the end of 2, I was like, this guy's he's an absolute, he's a charity case.
Luggage is so funny. He's luggage.
He's getting carried around. He's quite literally, physically luggage. He's getting carried around by Chewbacca everywhere. And I get it. I am an overthinker. I am a worrying person. He is extremely he's just needling. He worries. He's a worrywart. I get that. Mm-hmm. But God, just there's every now and then, just take a back seat. Let the boys be the boys and do their thing. You don't have to always be up in everyone's ass, C-3PO. So his stock tanked for me by the end of the second. I need a solid showing in the third.
And the worst part of all, he's cock blocking our boy Han. Our boy Han's making the moves on a princess. You think Han ever thought he'd get with a princess? Not in a million years, right? And he has a chance here. And 3PO's he broke up the kiss.
Everywhere you look, the guy is barging through a wall. Just go away.
He's the Kool-Aid man. The guy won't disappear. So I wanted to get your where your stock's at with these different characters right now. Where do you see, obviously, Gold Guy? My guy R2, I've always said, is Big Shot Bob. He's Bob Orry. He always comes through in the clutch. He's not your star player, but he's always, when you need a big 3, he's there, right? So I feel like R2 is decently high right now for you.
My stock on him couldn't be higher. He's always going to be there. You're right. He's not the star, but he is the steady man in the lineup. He's the glue guy. That's what I call him. He's the glue guy. He's always just there to be supportive. He's beep bop boop bop blah blah blah. No, I don't know what he's talking about, but everyone else does. I love him.
There's a theory that he's a potty mouth, and they just got to bleep out all his dialogue.
Do they ever call him or her?
R2? Yeah, he's a he. Yeah,
he's a he.
Okay.
Yeah. And 3PO shits all over him. He's like, I don't like you. They don't like you.
Yeah, they're like an old married couple, basically.
Yeah, they are like an old.
His stock is in the gutter. We got to figure it out.
Is he in pieces? No, he gets put together at the end, right? He's fully formed by the end
because they're staring out at the space together and everything. Luke with the hand cut off.
Yeah, let's say Luke, we're down a hand right now. What are you thinking about Luke after that? He kind of shit the bed against his dad.
Luke, he's an emotional fella. He's a locker room guy. I think I like him a lot. He's not like a top 3 character for me. He doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
I know. I don't know if that's a hot take. I just think there's something about him that doesn't really move the needle for me. I don't know what it is. I would take Han Solo over him pretty much any day of the week, just in terms of I don't know if it's a charisma thing, but Han Solo, that guy just fucks. He fucks, and he fires me up. Every line he has is smooth. He's cool. He's just a smooth operator. So maybe that's why I have a little bit, less of an opinion on Skywalker, but I like them both. I think he's got a lot to prove coming up for sure. He was rattled when he was screaming, no! My boy was rattled.
Did you know that? I guess you probably didn't. That Empire ends with the bad guys literally win. The Empire Strikes Back, and it ends on a kind of a.
You got to wait 3 years for the next one to come out. So people were just waiting. They got Luke's down a hand.
They were maybe Han's dead.
Han's frozen.
What's going on with Han and the carbon?
Frozen, yeah. He's in a chamber somewhere. No, I didn't know that. And honestly, the technology and the however they do this edits and everything, I don't know how they did it back then. It's incredible stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're in that
CGI.
industry, man. And these guys are doing that in 1980. They were putting those special effects together. It's banana land, as our
Crazy.
boss would say. What do you? I feel like this. He may be like on the IR right now, but I feel like Hans Stock has to. Like the last thing he says is "I know," right? And then he takes one for the team and gets frozen.
Oh.
So he's at the top of the list, right?
For me. It goes Chewie, R2. I think I had someone before him. I forget who. Give me a sec. I wrote it down. Give me some characters.
Let's see. Not
Princess
Lando.
Leia,
Cinnamon Buns, as he
Lando,
calls her.
yeah.
Not Gold Guy, who's nothing but luggage right now, getting
Gold
bundled.
guy's at the very bottom. Yoda.
Oh,
You haven't even talked about
bring up Yoda, yeah.
Yeah, the green guy. Yeah,
Come on,
Yoda kind of a crackhead when Luke first goes to Dagobah, huh? Like when he's fucking with him.
Dude, that guy though, he's just as supportive as it gets. He's talking in tongues. We need to get him to a stylist though. His hair is bad. I don't know how old is this guy? How old is he?
He's like 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, then all right, that's fair. I guess it's impressive he still has some hair.
There's a little bit of Tibbs in him, right? Thibodeau,
We should get him on the next
fucking.
get him on the ball stool trip. Imagine Yoda next to fucking Eddie and White Sox Dave.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say we're gonna get him on the pod.
That too, I'd love to get him on the pod. Yeah.
Did you know it was Yoda? Because Baby Yoda now. Like, do you know?
Yeah,
you saw the green guy.
I know Yoda.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I'd have to live under a rock to not know Yoda. But I didn't really. I knew he talked funny. I knew he talked like backwards. But I didn't really know where he came from. It feels like he just kind of spawned, and he was just, he was as supportive as ever. So he was number 3 in my rankings, and then I had Solo. But looking back, Solo could probably get up to 1 or 2. I don't think no one's topping Chewie. That's my guy. No matter what, nobody's topping him. But I can see Solo getting up to 2 if he has a strong performance coming out of the chamber. If he does, I don't know.
A lot riding on Jedi. There's some characters in Jedi that we won't mention. Beginning of the movie, end of the movie. Your thoughts?
It's the grudge match. It's the grudge match.
Grudge match. Absolute grudge match. Yes. And it's like so much fun to talk to someone that has seen 2 but not 3. Like, this might be one of the first times in my entire life that I've had a conversation like this. Probably with Trent, with Eddie now. But yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single thing that I actually think is going to happen other than Leia is Darth Vader's daughter, because that's what people on Twitter told me. Other than that, I got nothing.
Yeah, I was looking in the mentions after you said that. I'm like, let's see how people are doing. Are they keeping their hands close to the chest? No, they're just like, wait till you see, and then you start seeing the stuff. I should
almost just mute it, because there's always going to be a couple assholes that are like, oh, this is fun, but wait until you find out this. I don't know, but I love seeing all the people telling me like funny things about the series. It's so much fun. It's just like little things that I don't realize.
Big recommendation too. I don't know if you're a Family Guy person, but Family Guy has done, they've done parodies of all 3 of the original trilogy. Hour-long parodies where they literally do the movie beat for beat and make jokes the entire way. They're 3 of the greatest things ever put on television.
I heard once I'm done with 3, I got to watch Spaceballs too.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Spaceballs is so funny. I'm telling you, though, they're on Hulu. The Family Guy specials for all 3 of them, you'll be dying. Like, that was the first thing that I said to Clem when you started watching them. I was like, if he's not like hooked by the first one, the way that, like, I've gotten people hooked before is you show them one, you show them the Family Guy parody. You show them the second one, you show them the Family Guy parody. And you kind of go back and forth with it. Stewie is Darth Vader. Peter is Han Solo. Chris is Luke. It's amazing.
I will definitely be watching those for sure.
The old creepy guy's Obi-Wan, right? The guy who always asking Chris to bend over and stuff. Yeah. They do a good job sprinkling in the whole extended universe.
Brian is Chewie, of course, the dog and everything. Yeah. And then 3PO and R2 are Quagmire and Cleveland. And it's
R2 has an afro, right? He has an afro because he's Cleveland. Yeah, they crush it.
Is Chewie a dog?
No, he's called a Wookiee. It's just their own species. And listen, nobody would ever make you watch this one, but they made a Star Wars holiday special after the first movie, and it went straight to television. It is the worst thing ever put on television. Low budget. They somehow got a lot of the stars to come back and make little cameos, but it's focused on Chewbacca trying to go home for Life Day, which is Christmas. And the first like 10, maybe 15 minutes of the special is Chewie talking to his family just in growls, and there's no subtitles. There's nothing. They're going back and forth, just growling at each other for 15 minutes. Chewie's got kids. Lumpy is the name of one of his kids. He's got like a grandpa that they bring porn to, and he watches porn. It's insane.
I gotta learn how to do the growl. I gotta learn how to do the growl.
Yeah, you do. You got to get a good growl. I don't have a good growl. Some Star Wars fans can do it. Yeah.
I just have the kind of like the purr down. That's all I can do is the purr.
It's not bad. It's better than I could do for sure.
I will say the Return of the Jet or whatever, the Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
There was a lot of Chewie noises. By the end, I was kind of like, all right, we can let's slow down.
You were turning down the volume on Chewie. Yeah, he's ready to put a muzzle on his guy. I also love that he was like, I don't know how Chewie learned how to fly, because Eddie's big takeaway after Empire Strikes Back was like, how did Chewie become a mechanic? He's like, how does he know how to fix the Falcon? What's going on there?
Seriously, the guy is a jack of all trades. It's awesome. You just can't speak. Like they can understand him, right?
Han can, and then I think the more time goes on, the more everyone else can.
Yeah, that's my no. That's
they
my
show you
guy.
How him and Han met in that prequel that has Donald Glover too. There's some interesting stuff in it. There's some stuff that Star Wars fans fucking hate, and then there's some stuff that we love.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot for probably Sunday night for the next one. I'm very excited. Like I said, I don't really know what to expect, but if I were to make a prediction, I think the good guys take it. The grudge match. If I were to predict, I think the third game of the series, it's the good guys. I'm hoping so, honestly.
My lips are sealed. Yeah, my lips are sealed. I won't spoil anything, but I do look forward to the Twitter thread. Like, I actually texted Dana this weekend or whenever he watched Empire, like an apology, because I saw the first tweet and I liked it, and then I laughed at the second tweet and I liked it, and I was like, all right, I just sent him 18 Twitter like notifications. I was like, I gotta apologize for that because I liked every tweet on the thread. But I truly, it's just like my favorite thing.
I gotta go look back and see if there's any you didn't like to see if I can get better on that specific tweet.
I don't even think there was, because at some point it became like an OCD thing where it was like, all right, I liked 18, I gotta like 19 now. You know?
I'm having so much fun with it. I've always been a little bit of a nerd at heart. And it's just something I've been putting off for a while. Yeah, I love doing, like, I don't know if it's really nerdy, but like I love like doing Legos and like I would do Star Wars Legos before and I didn't know anything about it. I just like building shit. I don't know if that makes me nerdy, but like I memorize
maybe a little
stuff.
bit. It's a corner of nerdom. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've loved it so far. I loved every second.
Do you have already in mind like what franchise you think you would do next when you're done with all the Star Wars stuff? Like, have you seen like Harry Potter movies? Have you seen like stuff like that?
Lord of the Rings, I would say. I've never touched that, never sniffed it.
We're not Lord of the Rings guys, but that would be a really good one for you. I mean, they're so long.
They're long. That's what I saw. They're so long. Probably I haven't seen. I think I saw Harry Potter in theaters when I was like third grade, maybe. I saw the first one, but that's it. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, that would be a good one. That'd be a very good one to follow along with, because those aren't as long, and I feel like I watched them for the first. Like I saw a couple, but I watched them for the first time 2 years ago. They were great.
And that's a group that gets fired up, right? The Potter fans.
Oh yeah.
I think the Emperor's upstairs in my house right now.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a group getting fired up over at the Clemenza household.
You heard Harry Potter.
I think your boy T-Bob will send you in there. Well, T-Bob's also a rings guy, so he may not. He's a pretty good guy to bounce that. There also is like, you have to learn this now if you grow your nerd side out. There's like factions. Robbie's part of the our trilogy is the real trilogy. You Lord of the Rings people get the fuck out of here. Then there's the Star Trek versus Star Wars. That's, you know, the
fucking Kirk loving
battles.
Spock suckers over at Star Trek. Yeah.
There are lines, even though we are in the basement together usually.
There's
Marvel
fucking lines, Dana.
is pretty good. Are you a Marvel guy? Did you watch any of the Marvel movies?
Yeah, what about the Marvel stuff?
Oh,
I never got into
that.
that.
I mean, it's a crazy, there's like 20 movies, so it's crazy, but like it would be fun to watch Dana go through like the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
I could be. That's on the list. I mean,
you would fuck with a couple of people in the Avengers. You would be a big Thor guy, I think. You would probably love Iron Man, Groot. You'd be a big Groot guy for sure.
Oh, huge Groot guy. It's basically Chewbacca.
He's Chewbacca.
Yeah, he's basically Chewbacca.
I've really never seen any of those. I mean, maybe
that'd be a good one.
Does this is a dumb question. Does like the Dark Knight count?
No.
Oh.
That's Batman's over a different universe. Yeah, that's DC.
Okay,
Marvel.
all right. See?
We'll teach you about this as we go on. This could be like the first of many appearances of Nerd Dana in my mom's basement, maybe. And we do appreciate you coming on. It is nice to break things down with a new nerd and just see the wonder in someone's eye when they watch Star Wars for the first time.
Absolutely. I'll get you guys, I'll get you the review next week for the next one, and we'll make sure you keep an eye on it.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Dana.
See you, boys. Thank you.
All right. We will do a quick ad before we get into nerd news now. We'll talk about one of our favorite sponsors here. That is Game Time. And I used it to take my mom to the Doobie Brothers. What an amazing time it was. We were loving it. She was swooning over Michael McDonald. It was such a great, delightful night at PNC Arts Center. And it's not only concerts, it's not only shows. You could, of course, go to baseball games in the summer. It's the best, especially going last minute. Luckily for us, we always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time tickets go down quicker. The quicker gets the showtime as well. If you're pulling up the site right now, Twins at Yankees today, 7:05 p.m., $30 gets you in. That'll actually be yesterday because this is coming out tomorrow. So let's see what's coming up later in the week. Okay, actually, preseason NFL is also coming up. If you want to go see Steelers at Jets preseason on September 7th, $153. How about this?
That's regular
NFL
season.
Preseason.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's regular season
against the Jetties.
Oh, of course. So I was going to say preseason, way cheaper here. Jets at Giants, a little. What are they? It's not a friendly match.
Battle of New York, Jersey.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a friendly match. $25 gets you in preseason. So there's great stuff all over Game Time's website. I'll also be using Game Time next month. Me and Lady Fox are going to see Nate Bargatze. So you've also got comedy shows on there as well. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MMB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MMB for $20 off. What time is it? Game time. All right, so we've got some nerd news to talk about. That was great. Finally getting to chop it up with Dana. The Twitter threads really were taking over. Like I was even getting texts. T-Bob texted me. Was like, just making sure you're doing Dana on My Mom's Basement, right? I was like, yep, don't worry. We got it covered. We're getting them on. That was great. It was exactly what we wanted out of a new Star Wars fan. It's very funny that we could get, again, predictions for something that came out in 1983.
That's great. And the whole wonder of it all and who's high, who's low after each movie, their stock goes up. And just seeing the people, it's like, can I get into it? And it's like, fuck yeah, man. Like, come on in. It's great seeing the nerd community get like that because, again, they're usually, when they're not fighting each other, they're always bringing in new people with open arms. So, and Dana's, again, Trent, Dana, Eddie, those brains are my favorite brains to have pick apart Star Wars. Even like Portnoy in his own right, even though he's an OG Star Wars guy growing up.
Like him picking apart Ahsoka was so funny when he's like, she gets stabbed with a fucking lightsaber. She's fine. No. Like, his takes like
not my lightsabers, not my Star Wars.
Also, I'm realizing now I'm wearing the Orlando 2017 shirt. First trip for me and Clem together at Barstool. Next Star Wars Celebration 2027 will be the 10-year anniversary of this. What a big anniversary that is. Maybe Dana will be into it enough by then where he'll be added to the crew. Star Wars Celebration boys.
I mean, we're doing our best, slowly but surely. And by us, I mean Jeff, like inception him into Disney Boys, celebration. Again, dressing up, going the whole nine, the Coco ride being open, hopefully in Disneyland. There's a lot of things that have to happen for this to happen, but I think we're on the right track. I think we're getting it. Dave being back in the company and caring about it again, very big sign for the Disney.
Yes.
That was big. That was big.
I was going to say, I have the move going on. You see a bunch of empty boxes behind me and whatnot. I realized I didn't even tell you right before we went live. There's a box that you could see the Wolverine popcorn bucket is sitting on right now, which I was also like, what the fuck are the movers thinking, seeing this like sex doll Wolverine bucket? I hope they knew Deadpool and Wolverine was a movie that came out. They were also moving stuff like the fucking Darksaber and God. One of the boxes just says toys/dolls. And I was like, oh, they hit me with the D word. Don't hit me with dolls. Oh, come on. Collectibles, guys.
Collectibles.
No,
Action.
It was a great move. Shout out Roadway. They did the whole friggin' move. Yeah, I didn't have to lift a finger. That was very nice. But dolls, come on, man. Dolls. That hurt.
The D word is there was a time where you couldn't bounce back from the D word. We probably lost some nerds to the D word where they're like, I'm out. I'm gonna stop watching these. I don't want to be
like a 40-year-old virgin type situation. Bring a girl back to your place for the first time and they're like, oh, you have a lot of dolls. It's like, oh, fuck. That's the end of that, ain't it? Quickly to start, before we get into like nerd news, I want to give some quick reviews. Weapons I saw this week. It's the movie that everyone's talking about. It's balls to the wall crazy. It's not as recommendable as Sinners, but personally, I think I might have even liked it more. And that, like, I loved Sinners. So that, like, I'm not trying to knock down Sinners. It was just so crazy and so unlike anything I've ever seen that I left jaw on the floor in a bigger way than I did. Where Sinners, I was like, it's like they made From Dusk Till Dawn an amazing movie. Like, and I don't mean to like, again, put it down or minimize it at all. It's just so insane. I say it's less recommendable because Sinners is a movie for anyone. I think anyone could go to Sinners and enjoy that movie. Weapons, you kind of have to like horror movies. Like Dave didn't really like Sinners. He tweeted about that this week, or at least he thought it was overhyped and overrated. And he said he was really looking forward to Weapons because everyone's talking about that. My prediction is that Dave is going to hate Weapons. Like, I don't think this is the kind of movie that Dave is going to get. It's a weird, like, told out of time structure and super gory, graphic, super scary. So if you don't like horror movies, I don't know if I'm like rushed to the theaters to see Weapons. If you even like horror movies a little bit, it's the best horror movie I've seen in forever. It's amazing. This guy, Zach Cregers, he did Barbarian last. It might be the best horror movie I've seen since then. Like he has 2 movies now and they're both amazing.
So I saw the like hype Weapons was getting you to see it on your timeline. And I saw like a couple of the movie posters and I think I saw a couple like shots from the movie. And I said, and by the way, Bob, this seems like it's a scary movie, which again, I'm a huge pussy. Do not mess with scary movies. I was like, you're like, oh yeah, it's horrifying. And it's like not like Sinners. It's like it has some horror in it, but you can get through it just fine. Not so the case with this. So yeah, I'm staying very far. The Snack Boys, I just realized, have the most different opinion of
I know.
Eddie will
love
watch
this. Eddie was like pretty much the reason I raced to the theater to see this.
Really?
Eddie texted me like, you got to see Sinners. I was texting back and forth with him. So yeah, the Snack Boys, different ends of the horror spectrum for sure. And it is a shame that you're not into this because it's like a movie full of your favorites. It's Julia Garner from Ozark, The Silver Surfer. It's Josh Brolin, Thanos, and it's Benedict Wong, our fucking boy Wong.
Oh my God! All right, guys, we just have to be scared and have nightmares for the next.
And it's young Han Solo, actually, Alden Ehrenreich.
Oh wow! Damn,
speaking of young Solo's getting a lot of play this episode.
And
Dana hit the Dark Knight checklist for us. How about that?
When you told, that was awesome that he got the Dark Knight off the bingo board. That was awesome. No one saw that one coming. That was a good twist. I love that it's now become twists where other people say we've inception Dark Knight into other people's brains. When you told them Solo was pretty good, I'm like, Bob, don't you do that.
It felt wrong coming out of my mouth. That being said, me calling a Star Wars movie pretty good is almost an insult.
That is true. That's a normal person's absolute dog shit, which I don't think Solo was dog shit. I think I remember saying there's a good movie in there. But like This is
I
a
also
guy
think
who
Dana might like it. You know, he's not like holding on to like, he might just be like, oh, that's cool how Solo got his name. Like, he doesn't have any kind of like love or nostalgia for the characters or the lore or the world yet. I feel like he might watch that and be like, yeah, it was sick.
The Chewie intro, like, is he going to be all right with how Chewie comes in? He might be fine with it, but that's a couple of his boys. And we know Han's, I guess, so Han and Jedi,
he doesn't have a lot to do in Jedi, to be honest. I was thinking about that. Like, he really doesn't have much to do. But Luke's stock raises a lot. So I was looking forward to, like, hopefully he's coming out of Jedi being like, all right, Skywalker's the man now.
Luke's the man in black that just cuts everyone literally down. So
even in the first, like, his introduction, you're like, okay, this is a different Luke.
We've leveled up. Yeah, 100%. We've gone up a few levels at that. So yeah, I'll be interesting to I don't mean to turn away from weapons, but the Solo stuff, I was like, let's not tell him.
It's worth bringing up.
He's gonna like talk to Nicky Smokes. He's like, dude, if you thought these were good, wait till you see Attack of the Clones. And it's like, don't do this to Beers.
You're right. That conversation has probably happened. And quickly, the other two like recommendations or reviews I want to give. Alien Earth, off to a really good start. I didn't realize 2 episodes released last night. I watched the first one. Didn't realize there was the second one. First one was really good. Like, really enjoyed it. Kind of scary again. Like, not super terrifying, but they're leaning into horror in a cool way. I also didn't realize that the lead character is Kyle Chandler's daughter. Kenjack texted me, and I didn't even realize. She's like 30 years old. I didn't even know he had a daughter. I didn't know she was an actor. But that's cool. And Dexter Resurrection, which I've mentioned already, is just flat out awesome. Like, I was 3 episodes in, and I was like, this is pretty fucking good, guys. Like, people should be paying attention. We're now 6 episodes in. David Malchin's amazing in it. Like, so many good side characters. It's just awesome. Like, the best season of Dexter in forever. Ooh, I got a little gnat. Good to know. In the new apartment, we got a little gnat.
Apartment has gnats.
Yeah.
By the way, Kyle Chandler's daughter is his daughter from Friday Night Lights, and I will not hear anything different. That is his own Julie. Is that her name? Julie.
I never watched. That's a blind spot.
Throw that one on the list then, Bob. That's a classic. Michael B. Jordan.
I haven't seen the movie either. I know that's bad.
So I'm a show guy over a movie guy. I saw Big Ev said if you're a movie, if you're a show guy, you're like the dumbest, biggest idiot on earth. That's fine. I think the fucking show trounces the movie personally. Whatever. Dexter, what is that? I don't even know what Showtime. Is it even on Showtime anymore? Showtime even around?
It's not.
Anymore?
It was. Now it's on Paramount Plus because I think maybe they're all looped in there, and UFC is going to be on Paramount Plus now. So if you're getting it for UFC, Dexter's on there. You could catch up. You know, big news in the UFC world, obviously.
Yeah, that's huge with the pay-per-view. And speaking of the combat sports, I finished Unreal. I think I only had 1 episode left. I loved it. I loved learning all the stuff behind the scenes, seeing how it all goes down. I cannot recommend it enough, even to people who are no longer in wrestling like myself. And it is now bringing me back into wrestling. I watched Stone Cold's. So I got Peacock for like $2 a month for a year. So I was like, fuck it. Let me just get it. I have all the, now I didn't realize I have like all the wrestling pay-per-views. I have all the old stuff. I have the archives. And then I on YouTube, it popped up a Stone Cold interview with The Undertaker. I'm like, oh, this would be great. It's called the Broken Skull Sessions.
Yeah.
Then he comes back on. So I watched 3.5 hours of Stone Cold talking to The Undertaker. Then I found Mick Foley's interview, and I saw he has an old podcast. Then I watched a little bit of Undertaker talking to Shawn Michaels and like all the stuff I grew up loving. And again, I was into the nerdy stuff. I was going on the websites and hearing all the backstage, the dirt sheets, as they call them. So I've been obsessed with that. And I'm kind of like, maybe I sprinkled in a little bit of like Peacock and showed AJ a couple of stuff from WrestleMania. So I'm starting to embrace that. And then, Bob, I don't know if I even told you about this. I said, you know what? I went on Etsy and I said, you know what? I've always wanted it.
Oh, you did. Yes.
I got myself the big, legit Windy.
You got that on Etsy? That looks amazing.
$80. These used to be like 500 when I was a kid. And this is,
I know they sell them on WWE Shop and they're definitely more than $80, but that looks, I mean, like from right here, that looks exactly like the one they sell.
Yeah, I get everything on Etsy if it's like this, because, you know, they're usually like guys who are like artists and stuff. I mean, I guess they're just taking the WWF copyright.
Still, too.
And
like the one WWE sells kind of just has the new WW logo. Yeah.
I needed the F because that was obviously, again, I was like, do I do it? I was like, I really wanted just seeing the belt. They talked about how, I love how they did that in the Saturday Night Main Event. Cody Rhodes came out with the old school belt because it was a throwback episode, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm in. I'm just gonna get it right now." And this is almost like growing up. This was a little bit of like I wasn't going to buy anything Hulk Hogan related after he passed. It was very confusing. I've had very confusing thoughts of the Hulk story. Obviously, the post-retirement stuff, but more so also like the locker room stuff. I think I would have hated being around someone like that. If Barstool tried to unionize and Big Cat was like, nope, I'm going to go to Dave and I would probably hate Big Cat the rest of my life, right? So but
we're not trying to unionize Dave. I swear,
no,
Dave.
I swear. Let's not go through that again. Oh my God. We are wrestling. We are Barstool Sports is wrestling. So I got myself the wing belt and it's awesome. So I can't recommend that enough. That was kind of my obsession. And now I am just hammering like all these old stories that have gone on in the locker room and seeing all these other guys that you didn't know were friends. It's very cool stuff. So definitely
here's a little follow-up to Unreal and the Winged Eagle belt. I'm bringing it back for Saturday night's main event. And then they show you the angle they worked there was kind of cool where Kevin Owens hits him with this package pile driver band move. And then he steals the title. And Kevin Owens for a few months, or maybe it was just a month, was walking around with the Winged Eagle title, even though he wasn't the champ. And he recently went on Cody Rhodes' podcast, which is a brand new podcast. Great podcast, especially for like him talking to current wrestlers, current people on the roster. And at the end of the podcast, Cody brought out the belt that they were using for that month. And he said, I want to give this to you. And Kevin didn't even want to take it. He was like, no, I was trying to get that framed for you. He was like, no, I'm getting it framed for you. And they were like trying to pass it off to each other. But Cody like signed it for him on the back and was like, I want you to have this as like, remember our feud over the Winged Eagle belt, like something we both dreamed of, like competing over that specific design. So I thought that was cool. Also, I would recommend Bruce Pritchard's podcast. And people have mixed feelings on Bruce Pritchard and whatever, but he has a podcast where a lot of episodes are very evergreen. You can go back and click on WrestleMania 9 and he gives you the fucking history of everything that went down, what they talked about, what was going on backstage. There are so many amazing episodes of that podcast that I think you would be very intrigued in. You can kind of just pick it by the pay-per-view, and he's been around in all the eras.
That's going to the top of the list instantly. I know he was Brother Love back in the day, right? Yeah. And he's like a writer. He's part of the creative forever. Like going back to like those old WrestleManias. So that's exactly what I need. I know Cornette does a lot of stuff, but it's almost, he has so many episodes. I get like, I get overwhelmed by it all. So I watched a little bit of Kevin Nash's stuff. It was pretty good. Again, I've always been a huge Kevin. I actually watched him with Stone Cold. That was actually the first one I watched, and I loved it. Hearing about the Click and all that kind of stuff. So, and speaking of Cody Rhodes, he was in the Naked Gun that just came out, and I loved it. I
you saw it too, yeah.
I don't know if I laughed 26 to 28 times in the theater. Maybe a little. Did you see that Stephen Shea review?
No.
He goes, I laughed 26
to
28 times in the movie theater. And I go, Shea, it's kind of like with Dana with the moons. In a million years, I'd be like, what could be the weirdest thing someone would say in a review? And it would be Stephen Shea. Not saying I laughed 27 times. It was 26 to 28 times.
He's like, I don't remember if that was a full laugh, if that was a half, if that was a check swing. Yeah. Cody Rhodes' scene is funny too. I thought that was like one of the funnier scenes in the movie. And it's very tiny. It's not like he has a big role to play, but just like really good. And Pam Anderson, she's still got it, huh? Hysterical.
I went in not knowing if she still had it, and then you just radar gun show in 94. You're like, all right, girl.
And speaking of movies that are out now or coming out on Friday, Superman hits digital on Friday, which is kind of crazy because it's still in theaters. It officially passed Batman v Superman at the box office this week. So I think last week, maybe the week before, we said Superman is the highest grossing solo Superman movie. Now it is just flat out the highest grossing Superman movie. They've conquered all others. And there's a lot of special features that are going to be on the digital release Friday, physical release September 23rd, an hour-long behind-the-scenes documentary, which I'm sure if you're a fan of this podcast, you've already seen clips from it because the clips are all over Twitter right now. The documentary is actually available on YouTube. It's like an unlisted link. So Warner Brothers, you have to like go on their website, but it's totally for free. Really, really good stuff. Really interesting conversations between James Gunn and David Cornsweet about the final monologue and what it means and what Superman's feeling. A lot of cool stuff. Would highly recommend that. And special features on the release include Crypto Saves the Day, a little crypto short, James Gunn's commentary over the movie, a gag reel, which I love gag reels. We need more gag reels in everything, and deleted scenes from the movie, which I'm also excited to see. I think that will be a big day on Twitter this Friday, where everyone's just tweeting the deleted scenes, the crypto short. They're going to get another like Superman bump.
Those are like, there are days on Twitter that I forget are a thing, and the movie clip days are definitely a big one. And based on what we got out of like some of the old Guardian stuff, I think we'll have some good James Gunn bloopers or deleted scenes or whatever. So
people are already breaking down frames from the documentary of like, look at this storyboard that they wound up not using, and Brainiac is drawn here. Was Brainiac misinterpreting the message from the parents? And there's so much stuff. Everyone is now also assuming Brainiac is going to be the villain in the Super Family movie. If that's the case, that's a great idea. We haven't seen Brainiac on the big screen, like live action like that, where you could actually do him like James Gunn will give respect to how he is in the comics. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, they also bumped this one up. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks originally. It was supposed to come out, and then they bumped it up, which feels at some point the movie studios are going to be like, listen, we have to give a few months for these people, because there are a lot of people who be like, I'll just wait for it in like a month.
I agree.
It's a little
too soon to me.
Yeah,
I completely agree. We were saying that in the office, where it used to be like, you used to be like dying for the movie to hit digital, where it was like, when is that coming out? It was so good. I also said, if Superman hit digital, let's say in November, and they're looking for a holiday release, and I know that's a really long time, July to November or whatever, but I was like, there's a chance someone as crazy as me in September says, fuck it, it's been 2 months since I've seen Superman at theaters twice. I'm going back a third time. You know, like, I know that's crazy, but there are a lot of people like that, where if you did a longer stretch, you might be able to get me to go back to the theaters 3 times to see a movie that I just loved. So I don't know. I don't think that'll change. I think that we're just continually going in the opposite direction. Dave thought Weapons was streaming. That was his whole, went viral on friggin' Letterboxd Twitter and Letterboxd Reddit. They were like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
And again, like, you're talking about digital. I remember when it took forever for them to go out on DVD, because they had to print all the DVDs. So you had that extra weight baked in, and guys, that's obviously where the studios made a lot of their money. And I imagine there is a reason they release it, probably to strike while the iron's hot instead of get lost in the shuffle. But there was something like when it came out on DVD, it's like, I need this on DVD because I haven't seen it forever and I can never see it again. So,
and special features, like, respect to them for actually doing special features on digital and DVD, but that was such a great incentive. Like, I've talked about it all the time, but like, watching the special features of the Star Wars prequels growing up, Revenge of the Sith specifically, that like made me want to like be creative. When I was a kid, I was like, I want to make movies when I grow up. I want to like be a director or a writer or something. Like, they were amazing, and the commentaries and everything. Like, the fact that we've moved in a different direction from that really annoys me.
Well, Sienna just did her first filmmaking class at the library, and every movie at the end has bloopers. So I'm very happy that bloopers are living on with the next generation, or the generation after the next generation. They are still very young. Gen Alpha, I think they are. What are you? Are you Gen Z?
Technically, I think
you're Gen Z. I am a millennial.
What is Gen
Z?
I'm
an old millennial. I'm like a fucking...
What is Gen Z? Yeah, 97 to 2012. I was 98, so yeah.
98, yeah. I'm like a, what do they call, it's something millennial, but it's like the
word baby for boomer?
Old. It's like large is a baby. No, my parents are baby boomers. Large is Gen X. Like Gen XYZ. That's how I always remember what those are, because large is X, Vibs is Y, and then Marsh is Z. All the different generations out there. Crazy.
Ryan Reynolds teased this Avengers logo that has an Anarchy A drawn over it, and everyone's wondering what that means. Is he teasing shit from the set? Is he, I don't know. Alan Cumming also tweeted like more videos from the set, or like a picture of his Nightcrawler teeth. I was like, he's got to not get himself in trouble again.
Don't get too big for your britches, Alan, all right?
Yeah. He almost comes off like someone that's like loves being in the Marvel movies, but also like doesn't care enough to...
Yes.
You know, where he's like, I don't give a shit. Like, whatever. People know I'm Nightcrawler. I was fighting Pedro Pascal on set. Like, all that weird stuff. Like, he just doesn't give a shit. And I kind of love that. He's like, he's cool.
The Ryan Reynolds thing was so above my head, or I just wasn't able to figure out. I was like, I'm not even going to try. I'll let someone smarter than me tell me.
Do we have Avengers, New Avengers, and Deadpool Avengers now? Is there like a, I don't know.
I would have said it was Mephisto if he hadn't just debuted, right? Like, that was such a easy thing to go to when there was conspiracy. It's Mephisto. We can't do that anymore, unfortunately.
This was just one of our boys, Tony Gilroy, and another one of our boys, Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is in talks to star in Tony Gilroy's new movie. It's called Behemoth. It's a drama about a cellist, just not really Basement Boy material. But when you mix in Pedro Pascal and Tony Gilroy, I'll give them fucking $20 for a ticket, whatever a movie ticket costs nowadays. I'll go see it.
Support the Basement Boys, right? You got to support the Basement Boys.
And Oscar Isaac was originally attached to Star, so it's interesting. He was going for a Star Wars leading type.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. Interesting. When is that? That's still a while away from even shooting, right?
Yeah, because they're just in talks for that. Pedro Pascal was actually supposed to be in Weapons as well. He was supposed to be Josh Brolin's character. He had to drop out. I thought that was kind of funny because it was Julia Gardner too. And I think that was also, she was a last minute. It was like the whole cast basically got swapped last minute. But Mr. Fantastic and the Silver Surfer were almost in 2 movies in theaters at the exact same time.
That'll be on the list for you now, Bob. The Ozark with the Ozark season with Julia Garner because she crushed.
Because Lady Fox hasn't seen that either, and I mentioned like, oh my god, Julia Garner's amazing in this movie, and I was like, we haven't really seen her in anything, and she didn't even know she was in Ozark. I was like, maybe we should fucking dive into that. I was too snobby the first time I watched it. I watched the pilot. I said, too much like Breaking Bad. I can't get into this. I just gotta put that in the past, accept that it's a different show, and move forward.
And there are a lot of Breaking Bad beats, but it kind of like makes you feel warm inside. It's like I love Breaking Bad, you know. So
True.
you'll be okay. I mean, trust me. I
watched 9 Star Wars movies, and I love every one, and they pretty much are just like repeating themselves in different, phrases.
I just banged out that I finished the Drawn Together episode on Pluto TV the other day. Just the first one. That. Oh man. I mean, I think every single person on the show, and then every race, gender, religion is insulted at some point in a very, very strong way. And I'm like, this show, I think humanity might get canceled if it had come out today. It
needs to become lost media. Nobody can access this anymore. And then the only other item I had for today's docket is the trailer for Marty Supreme, the new Timothee Chalamet movie. We got to support our boy, kind of in a similar vein of the Gilroy movie about a cellist. Movies about professional ping pong players, not always up our alley, but I do love Josh Safdie or Sadfi. I don't never know where the F or the D comes first. Whatever it is, he's made a lot of movies that I like. Obviously, we love Timothee Chalamet, and I think the trailer looks pretty damn good. It also features Luke from Barstool Idol, which is like, what the fuck? Where did he pop up in this? And I think Josh Safdie in the past has cast random New Yorkers in his movies where he's like, yeah, they were an eccentric character, so I want him in the movie.
That makes sense.
Who knows? I think this looks great though.
Oh, he did the Adam Sandler Love You. I think I watched a little bit of that. I'm looking at the Safdie stuff. I know obviously Uncut Gems. This I had no clue what the premise of it was diving in, and then I'm like, ping pong, huh? We're doing ping pong. I'll go at this point. I'm like a Chalamet guy. Fuck that. He's my god at this point. So the only thing I said, I tweeted out our boy Chalamet. I said, Timmy, this is comes out Christmas. Knicks Cavs is Christmas as well. He better.
Oh, that would be such a good promo opportunity. Just him courtside. Camera on him, yeah.
Boom, new star of the new hit movie. You just call it whatever. So we'll be there. Shout out Les Mascots. Right? Is that today?
Yes, the premieres tonight. It'll be live on the 19th, to watch, but in New York, the premieres tonight. Yeah.
So we got that. We have the Shore House. Obviously, Pup Punk will be playing.
Yeah,
so can
August
people
22nd.
just come and watch you guys? It's all part of
I think that there might be cover at the bar or something, but you don't need a ticket or anything for us.
Man, that's coming up. Dante the Don is also
DJ set beforehand. Yeah.
I was at a bachelor party last weekend, and they went there was a bunch of guys from Providence, and they're like, oh, remember the Dante the Don Volume 3? And they're just talking about this. And I thought they
the
were
Blackout Tour back in the day.
They were fucking with me or whatever. And they're like, no, man, Dante the Don. And they're calling him Dante the Don the whole time, which I'm like, all right, now you guys are definitely fucking with me. You're not just calling him Dante. And they were I guess Volume 2 or Volume 3 was fucking unbelievable. So shout out Dante
and
the
Pup
Don.
Punk's putting out a new song on Friday. It's going to be all over my socials, so look out for it. It's the first song we're putting out since July 2019. So I've been saying to the guys, I'm like, guys, we're a fucking nostalgia act at this point. We're doing songs that came out 10 years ago. Let's put out a new one. the production on this song is outrageous, and I can't even take credit for it. Shout out Jet Ski, helped us with a lot of the engineering early on. And then we sent it over to a friend named Dallas Molster, who plays in a band called Grayscale, one of my favorite bands. They've been on My Mom's Basement before. And he produced this thing like it's a real pop punk song. It sounds amazing. Before we move on completely from Chalamet, I wanted to ask, is he the new Santa Claus? Because 2 years ago, Wonka didn't come out on Christmas, but it was out in theaters during Christmas. Last year, A Complete Unknown came out on Christmas. And this year, he's got Marty Supreme on Christmas. This guy, it might be Timmy Claus. Every Christmas, he gives us a banger.
I think it's Timmy Claus. I mean,
I think Timmy Claus is a real thing here. And I also hope that he doesn't get discouraged from not winning the Oscar last year. And the fact that he went all out in the promo and the media tour that he did for that, I hope we get that again for Marty Supreme. Like, that should be the way. And I know people don't want overexposure. We don't want Timmy too overexposed. But, like, go for that Oscar again, bro.
He has to be careful. He can't go back on game day or do like another version of what game day is, but in basketball or something. You have to play it smart. But
Come on the Fox Sports Barstool show.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I think he'll be okay. That might have to be the hashtag Timmy Claus.
Timmy Claus for the episode, I think works. Yeah, I think Timmy Claus is going to catch on by Christmas next year. They'll be calling him Timmy Claus, or is it like Little Tim from Christmas Carol?
Tiny Tim.
Little Tim. Yeah, no alliteration there.
Lanky
That's why I'm
Tim
not tickets.
too. That's the funny thing. He's lanky Tim. He's not little at all right now, but that works. And would Doom 3 be Christmas the following year?
Oh, it is. It's December the following year. This guy's Timmy Claus.
Timmy Claus is here, Bob. You cracked the code.
Oh my God. Yeah. And it will be interesting to see, will Gwyneth Paltrow's media tour for this movie pull down his? She'll be, I didn't even remember being in a movie with Timothee Chalamet. When did I film that one?
Do you know what my vagina smells like? Gwyneth. No, I know Gwen. We call her Gwen. She loves the F. That's too fancy. Gwen, enough about your vagina. We don't need to hear it anymore.
The goop candles. Goop, still the grossest word I could think of.
Oh.
Goop. Ugh. All right. Thank you to everyone for listening. Thank you to Dana Beers for hopping on the podcast this week. Hashtag Timmy Claus, and we'll talk to you next week.